Jack believed his money granted him the right to mock Sergeant Victor Harris, the epitome of Royal Guard honor. With a smug grin, he taunted Victor, thinking he'd provoke the ultimate reaction for his social media fame. But Victor's unwavering calm left everyone speechless, turning Jack's antics into a spectacle no one saw coming. What happened next not only shattered Jack's bravado, but also ignited a wave of respect that would change everything. Ready to witness the unexpected? London, early morning. A thick blanket of fog still hugs the streets, lending the city an almost mystical grandeur. On Horse Guards Parade, Sergeant Victor Harris stands resolute, a stalwart representative of the Royal Guard. His pristine red tunic gleams under the weak sunlight, and his polished bearskin hat sits perfectly atop his head. Victor's stern gaze sweeps the area, every muscle in his disciplined stance screaming professionalism. Tourists from around the globe can't help but stare, their cameras and smartphones poised to capture a piece of British tradition. Today, the square buzzes with an unusually large crowd of tourists, eager to witness the timeless spectacle. Among them is Jack Williams, a typical young tourist armed with a smartphone and an inflated sense of entitlement. Jack believes his money grants him the right to bend any rule for that perfect shot or viral video. Spotting Victor, Jack's eyes light up with mischief. "Hey mate, give us a smile!" Jack shouts, pointing his camera directly at Victor. "We're here to get some awesome pics." Victor remains unflinching, his face a mask of professionalism. He offers a slight bow, a gesture of respect, but his lips remain firmly shut. The crowd around them erupts in laughter and teasing, egging Jack on. "Come on, guard! Loosen up a bit!" Another tourist joins in, laughing loudly. Seriously, who does Jack think he is? The nerve. But Victor stays composed, though inside he feels the simmering frustration bubbling up. His pride in serving and upholding traditions clashes violently with these modern-day disrespecters, who seem to believe their dollars grant them carte blanche. Jack steps closer, undeterred by the mounting tension. "I mean, come on! What's the harm in a little fun? Lighten the mood." Victor's eyes narrow slightly, not out of anger, but out of a deep-seated respect for his duty. He knows maintaining control is paramount, yet the blatant disregard for tradition by these tourists gnaws at him. His thoughts echo what you're probably thinking right now. "This is ridiculous. They have no idea what they're doing." The crowd's laughter grows louder, some even recording the interaction, adding fuel to Jack's reckless behavior. Jack smirks, sensing he's getting a reaction. "Look at you, standing there like a statue. Maybe you need a break, huh?" Victor takes a measured step back, his posture unwavering. "Sir, please maintain respect for the uniform and the ceremony," he responds calmly, his voice steady despite the chaos unfolding. But Jack isn't done. He pulls out a handful of coins and starts tossing them towards Victor. "Here, add these to your collection. Think of it as a tip for your performance." The absurdity of the situation is almost comical. Here stands a man, dressed in centuries-old regalia, being treated like a mere prop for selfies and Instagram stories. It's infuriating, and you can't help but feel a surge of anger on Victor's behalf. "Really, Jack? Is this how you honor tradition?" Jack laughs, oblivious to the mounting tension. "Tradition? Come on, we're here to enjoy ourselves. Lighten up, will ya?" As the morning progresses, the tension thickens. The fog begins to lift, revealing more of the crowd's restless energy. Victor stands his ground, embodying the very essence of British resilience and honor. Meanwhile, Jack's antics escalate, pushing the boundaries of acceptable behavior. You can't help but root for Victor, silently wishing the crowd would see through Jack's facade and respect the legacy they're witnessing. But today, traditions are being tested, and Victor is at the center of it all, balancing duty with dignity in the face of blatant disrespect. Jack wasn't about to let up. If anything, his antics were just beginning. He flipped his phone to selfie mode, aiming to capture Victor's unwavering stoicism for his social media followers. Determined to get that perfect shot, Jack edged closer, his grin widening with each step. "Hey mate, can I get an autograph? You're looking sharp." Jack laughed, extending his hand toward Victor's bearskin hat. "Seriously, you're just too good for Instagram." Victor recoiled slightly from the touch, maintaining his composure with military precision. He didn't flinch or retaliate, just continued his post, eyes fixed on the horizon. Meanwhile, Jack's behavior only intensified, as if Victor's silence was a challenge he was determined to win. "Well, look at you, standing there like a statue. Maybe you need a little fun, huh?" Jack taunted, now holding out a handful of coins. "Here, toss these in. Think of it as a tip for your performance." Victor glanced down at the coins, his expression unreadable. The crowd around them burst into laughter and cheers, egging Jack on. Some tourists pulled out their phones, capturing every moment of the growing spectacle. "Give him some money, guys! This is priceless!" one shouted, while another added, "Yeah, come on, make his day!" "Seriously, Jack? Who does he think he is? It's beyond ridiculous!" But Victor remained steadfast, his disciplined demeanor unbroken. Inside, however, a storm was brewing. His pride in serving and honoring tradition clashed fiercely with Jack's blatant disrespect. "This is absurd," Victor thought, fighting the urge to respond. "They have no idea what they're doing." As Jack continued to provoke, his actions grew bolder. He attempted to tickle Victor's side, laughter ringing out as he tried to break the guard's stoic facade. "Come on, lighten up. We're here to have a good time, aren't we?" Jack exclaimed, his voice dripping with mockery. The crowd's reaction was a mix of amusement and irritation. Some found Jack's behavior entertaining, while others began to frown, sensing the growing tension. "This is crossing the line," murmured one onlooker, capturing the sentiment many felt, but were too polite to voice aloud. Victor's patience was wearing thin. Every toss of a coin, every laugh, every taunt was a blow to his sense of duty and honor. He knew he had to maintain control, but the relentless provocation was pushing him to the edge. "We all know the Royal Guard isn't here for your amusement," he thought bitterly. "But these tourists? Clearly they don't get it." In a last-ditch effort to escalate the situation, Jack grabbed Victor's uniformed arm and gave it a playful tug. "Seriously, mate, you need to loosen up. Maybe do a little dance or something. It would make for a killer video." The absurdity of the request was almost comical. Here stood a man clad in centuries-old regalia, being treated like a mere prop for viral content. The guard's eyes met Jack's, a silent plea for respect that went unnoticed by the provocateur. "This is just pathetic," Victor mused as the crowd's support for Jack swelled. But Jack wasn't done yet. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a handful of more coins, flinging them towards Victor with exaggerated flair. "There you go. Keep the change, buddy. Maybe now you'll have enough for a coffee break." The crowd roared with laughter, some even joining in the mockery. "Yeah, grab a latte while you're at it," one tourist jeered, while another added, "Who knew the Royal Guard needed tips?" At this point, the situation teetered on the brink of chaos. Jack's relentless pursuit of attention had pushed Victor to his limits. The guard stood firm, every fiber of his being focused on maintaining his duty, despite the growing disrespect. This is the height of modern entitlement, Victor thought, his frustration barely contained. They think their money gives them the right to belittle us. As the morning sun began to pierce through the lingering fog, the atmosphere shifted. The once respectful crowd now buzzed with excitement, their support for Jack fueling his audacity. Victor, however, remained the epitome of discipline and honor, a stark contrast to the unruly tourists surrounding him. "We all know the Royal Guard isn't here for your amusement," he reflected. But today, traditions are being tested like never before. Just as Jack was about to push Victor off his post, chaos erupted. Out of nowhere, a small boy sprinted into the scene, his tiny hands clutching Victor's horse's mane. "Mama! Mama!" he cried, wobbling perilously close to the edge. "Seriously, Jack? Focus on your own drama!" The entire square fell silent, the crowd's laughter instantly replaced by gasps of concern. Jack, momentarily forgetting his mission to provoke, lunged to help the boy. But in his clumsy haste, he lost his footing and tumbled to the ground, scattering coins in all directions. "Oh, come on!" Jack groaned, rubbing his elbow as the crowd watched in stunned silence. Victor didn't hesitate. He sprang into action with the precision of a seasoned guard. Kneeling swiftly, he gently lifted the crying boy, steadying him with a calm authority. "It's okay, buddy. You're safe now," Victor reassured, his voice steady despite the sudden upheaval. He deftly guided the horse back onto the designated path, ensuring the animal was calm and the boy was unharmed. The transformation was immediate. The once mocking laughter and taunts faded into a hushed awe. Applause erupted from the crowd, thunderous and heartfelt. Jack lay there, humiliated, his bravado shattered by his own ineptitude. Victor, still holding the boy, offered a warm smile. "Let's all take a moment to breathe," he said softly, addressing both the child and the onlookers. The atmosphere shifted palpably. Tourists who had been recording every second of Jack's antics now focused on Victor's dignified response. Phones were raised not to mock, but to capture the true heroism unfolding before them. "Look at that," someone whispered, awe evident in their voice. "That's what true honor looks like." Jack struggled to his feet, his face flushed with embarrassment. He muttered an apology, stumbling away as the crowd continued to applaud Victor's actions. The once raucous crowd now buzzed with admiration. "The guard is a real hero," one commenter typed fervently. "Such discipline and honor. Never seen such resilience." Victor handed the boy back to his grateful mother, who wrapped her arms around him tightly. "Thank you, sir," she whispered, eyes shining with relief. Victor nodded, maintaining his composure. "All in a day's work," he replied modestly before returning to his post, his presence now commanding genuine respect rather than ridicule. As the crowd dispersed, the shift in sentiment was undeniable. What started as a scene of mockery had transformed into a testament of tradition and honor. Jack's misguided attempt to disrupt tradition had backfired spectacularly, leaving him the butt of the joke instead. The viewers, whether present or online, couldn't help but feel a surge of admiration for Victor's unwavering dedication. Jack slowly rose to his feet, dusting off the coins that had scattered around him like confetti after a failed parade. His face burned with embarrassment as he approached Victor, who was still holding the grateful boy and maintaining his impeccable stance. The once mocking crowd now watched with a mixture of awe and respect, the earlier chaos giving way to a tense silence. "Sorry, man," Jack muttered, his voice wavering. "I didn't mean it like that. You're a real hero." "Seriously, Jack? After all that? The nerve?" But Victor simply shook his head, a gesture of understanding rather than anger. He adjusted his bearskin hat with meticulous precision and returned to his post, his demeanor unshaken. The crowd let out a collective breath, the tension dissipating as quickly as it had built. Meanwhile, a smartphone in the hands of a nearby tourist captured every moment. Within minutes, the video of Victor's composed response and Jack's humbled apology began to go viral. Social media exploded with praise for Victor and condemnation for Jack. "Tourists should respect traditions and culture," one comment read. "Victor deserves so much more respect. True heroes don't seek fame, they protect our heritage." The comments poured in, echoing the sentiments of everyone who had witnessed the transformation. Jack's attempt to undermine tradition had backfired spectacularly, turning him into the laughingstock instead of Victor. The crowd's earlier support for Jack evaporated, replaced by a newfound admiration for the guard's unwavering honor. As the video gained traction, local authorities took notice. The police arrived on the scene, drawing a line around Jack and his group of friends. They were invited for a discussion about respecting traditions and the cultural significance of the Royal Guard. Jack, now humbled and subdued, could barely meet Victor's eyes as he was led away. Victor watched the interactions with a calm satisfaction. Despite the chaos, he had upheld his duty with dignity and honor. His actions had not only protected a child, but also preserved the integrity of a cherished tradition. The crowd around him continued to applaud, their cheers a testament to his steadfastness. "Respect is the foundation of any culture," Victor addressed the onlookers, his voice steady and clear. "Without it, traditions lose their meaning. Let's remember why we honor these ceremonies and the values they represent." He gave a small, respectful nod to the crowd, before turning his attention back to his post. As he resumed his position, the sun broke through the remaining fog, casting a golden glow on the square. The atmosphere was thick with appreciation and a renewed sense of respect for the traditions that Victor so diligently protected. In the final moments, Victor glanced down at the boy and offered a warm smile. "Have a great day, kids, and remember, respect is the key to harmony." The crowd slowly dispersed, leaving behind an air of reverence and understanding. Victor stood as a symbol of resilience and honor, his actions inspiring others to cherish and uphold their cultural heritage. Jack and his friends left with a valuable lesson learned the hard way. Respect cannot be demanded, it must be earned. As Victor watched the last of the crowd leave, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. Today had tested his resolve, but he had emerged stronger, a true guardian of tradition. The echoes of applause lingered in the air, a reminder that true honor always prevails over fleeting disrespect.